Welcome to Storied Audio. The first thing I noticed wasn't the music or the lights or the thousands of people pressed shoulder to shoulder around me. It was the feeling, that strange, electric pull in my chest, the one I hadn't felt in almost 2 years. The one I thought I'd buried. My friends were laughing, shouting over the speakers, swaying to the beat. But I wasn't really there with them. Not fully. Not the way I used to be before everything fell apart. Before him. Before Landon. I told myself I was fine. I told myself I'd moved on. I told myself that the past was the past, and that I was finally learning how to breathe without the weight of what we used to be. But then the crowd shifted, the lights swept across the field, and I saw him. Landon. Standing maybe 30 feet away, half-turned, surrounded by strangers, yet somehow looking directly at me. My heart didn't just skip. It stumbled. He looked older. Not in a bad way, in a way that made my chest ache. His hair was a little longer, his jaw a little sharper, his shoulders a little heavier, like life had carved new lines into him. But his eyes were the same. Warm. Soft. Searching. And the way he looked at me, like he'd been waiting for this moment, like he wasn't sure I was real, made the noise around me fade into nothing. I froze. He didn't smile. He didn't wave. He didn't move. He just looked at me with this expression I couldn't read. Longing? Regret? Hope? Pain? Maybe all of them. Then the crowd surged, bodies shifting, and he disappeared behind a wall of people. My breath caught. My chest tightened. And suddenly, I wasn't fine anymore. I spent the rest of the concert pretending to be present, but my mind kept drifting back to that moment. That look. That impossible collision of past and present. My friends danced. I scanned the crowd. My friends shouted lyrics. I replayed the way his eyes softened when they met mine. My friends laughed. I wondered if he was still here, still close, still looking. Every song felt like it was about him. Every lyric felt like a memory. Every beat felt like a heartbeat I used to fall asleep to. I hated it. I missed it and I missed him. And I hated that too. When the concert ended, the crowd spilled into the streets like a river. People pushed, laughed, stumbled, shouted. My friends walked ahead, but I drifted behind, scanning faces, searching for something I wasn't sure I wanted to find. I didn't see him, not once. By the time I got home, my chest felt hollow. I kicked off my shoes, dropped onto the couch, and stared at the ceiling, trying to convince myself that the moment didn't mean anything. That it was just nostalgia. Just shock. Just a trick of the lights. But then my phone buzzed. A message request. From Landon. My breath caught. I opened it. I didn't think you'd want me to come over. My heart slammed against my ribs. He saw me leave. He followed me through the crowd. He hesitated. My fingers trembled as I typed. Why didn't you say anything? His reply came fast. Because the last time I tried, you walked away. I closed my eyes. I remembered that night, the shouting, the tears, the way I left because I thought he didn't care enough to stop me. But he did. I just didn't stay long enough to see it. Another message came through. But the way you looked at me tonight, I don't know. It felt like maybe you didn't want to run anymore. My throat tightened. He saw it too. The look. The moment. The truth I tried to hide. I typed before I could overthink it. Meet me at the old bridge. The place we once promised we'd always talk things out no matter what. The night air was cool when I arrived. The bridge lights glowed soft and golden, reflecting off the water below. I stood there, hands shaking, heart racing, wondering if I'd made a mistake. Then I heard footsteps. Landon, breathless, like he'd run the whole way. He stopped a few feet from me, chest rising and falling, eyes locked on mine with that same look from the crowd, raw, open, unguarded. Hi, he said softly. My voice barely worked. Hi. Silence stretched between us, thick with everything we never said. He stepped closer. I never stopped loving you, he said quietly. I just thought you were done with me. My breath hitched. I wasn't done, I whispered. I was hurt, and scared, and stupid. A small, sad smile tugged at his lips. So was I. I swallowed hard. The way you looked at me tonight, it felt like you were asking me to come back. He reached out, gently brushing his fingers against mine. I was. My heart cracked open. He took my hand fully then, warm and steady, grounding me in a way I hadn't felt in years. I missed you, Rowen, he said, my name sounding like a memory and a promise all at once. Tears blurred my vision. I missed you too. He stepped closer, forehead resting against mine, breath mingling with mine. Can we try again? He whispered. I closed my eyes, not because I was unsure, but because I finally was. Yes, I breathed. We can. He kissed me then, soft, slow, trembling, like he was afraid I'd disappear if he moved too fast. I kissed him back, like I'd been waiting 2 years to breathe again. And in that moment, under the bridge lights, with the night quiet around us and his hands holding mine like something precious, I realized something simple and devastating. The way he looked at me in the crowd wasn't fate. It was recognition. It was history. It was the realization that we still loved each other. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.